Good day everyone, I'm Karisma Abhimanan. Welcome to a special edition of our news report on UCSI Radio, where we bring you insightful and impactful stories. In conjunction with World Mental Health Day, we join millions around the globe focusing on an issue that touches all of us, well-being at workplace. In today's fast-paced working environment, mental health is often pushed aside, leaving many employees feeling overwhelmed and under-supported. First, let's take a look at why workplace well-being is such an important issue. In 2023, the mental health of Malaysians showed marginal improvement compared to the previous year, according to Naluri study, Growing Insights, Southeast Asia's largest dataset 2023. Over 56,000 participants across Malaysia, Singapore, Thailand, Indonesia, Vietnam, and the Philippines participated in this study. It stated that depression levels dropped from 50% to 55%, anxiety from 55% to 53%, and stress from 40% to 39%. The results showed that many countries in Southeast Asia are dealing with poor mental health to varying degrees. However, despite the improvements, there are prevailing issues that need to be addressed. It noted that the hostile work environment in the country is one of the reasons for mental unrest, a factor that is common across Southeast Asia, it stated. Poor work culture and environment, increased workload and decreased job and financial security are some factors that continue to affect all the countries that participated in this survey. Yet, many workplaces still lack the necessary support systems to help their employees cope with stress and burnout. Now, let's hear from what the public thinks. We conducted a vox pop around UCSI staffs about their views on mental health at workplace. Here's what they had to say. So, hi, good afternoon. I'm Karisma reporting for UCSI Radio. So, before we start with the first question, could you please briefly introduce yourself?
I'm Dr. Genevieve. I'm connected with Faculty of Social Sciences and Liberal Arts, and I'm from the Philippines.
I'm actually Dr. Tan Li Huan. I'm actually under the FOSTA, Psychology Department.
Okay, my name is Dr. N. I'm actually the head of Department of Psychology at UCSI University.
First question would be, how do you manage stress or mental health challenges while at work?
So for me particularly, it would be more of finding a hobby, something that would, when you do that thing, problems will fly away. You will just be focusing on that thing.
For me, I think I'll take a break from my work and then I'll walk around the corridor, maybe just speak to students and then I guess it's just wandering around to take my mind off from the work that I'm actually supposed to do and then the stress and stuff like that.
So for me, most importantly is that despite of the heavy schedule, the heavy workload, I try my best to actually find some time to actually step back a bit and then reflect and then have some downtime for myself.
So the second question would be, what changes would you like to see in the workplace to improve mental well-being?
I'm not very sure if the office is fine, but I think it's more of the workload.
Well, we don't like long working hours, so I would say flexible working hours or maybe even remote working hours that will actually make things better and then maybe even actually increase the productivity of our work.
I think having activities where staff can actually come together and then enjoy some really quality time outside of the workplace, or even spaces where we can actually have a bit of a downtime during the day.
So the last question would be, what advice would you give to colleagues for maintaining a healthy work-life balance?
I think there are a number of things, but one I think is you have to have support system. The support system can be your family members, or if the family members are the source of your pains, then friends, colleagues, and the one I mentioned earlier, hobby.
Well, I guess don't take work back home, I guess. If you can, of course, you just leave work at your workplace and then if you go back, you have your own leisure time, you take time off from work and then spend time with your friends or family, things like that.
I think the same thing that I would tell my clients is that, you don't have to kill yourself for work because most important thing is that not to sacrifice your health just because you need to work. So be able to tell yourself, okay, my limit, my threshold is this. I can only cope up to this level. So I need to step back and reflect and then regroup and see, how best to move forward in terms of managing my workload.
As we wrap up today's special news report, remember that mental health is not just an individual issue, it's a collective one. employers, employees, and organizations all have a role to play in creating mentally healthy work environments. So let's keep this conversation going, not just for World Mental Health Day, but every day. Stay tuned for more interesting topics on UCSI Radio. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay updated. Remember to take care of yourself and those around you. Your mental health matters.